Hello and welcome to this week's MPD TV. This week I want to explain about your stand plans and submissions that you have to send in to the organisers. Now, for every show you need to send your stand plans, your risk assessment, meta statement and construction phase plan. Now, it can seem a little daunting, but all this should be covered by your stand designer and or stand builder. So your stand plan is what it says, a plan of your stand showing all the heights, sizes and everything, what you're planning to do on there, so that they can see that you're within the show regulations, so you're not blocking off aisles or going too high, that sort of thing. Now, along with that, these 3 bits of paperwork explain what that stand is and how it's being built. So your risk assessment, that covers the build up and breakdown. There'll be a separate risk assessment for the open period that you, the exhibitor, have to actually fill in. But for the build-up and breakdown, your stand builder will have to account for what they're doing, how they're building the stand. So just to show that they're not going to kill anybody while they're putting a fascia up, that sort of thing. Now, the meta statement goes along with that risk assessment, and that's a description of how the stand is being built. So again, it's just to show that your stand builder knows what they're doing, how they're going to build things. You know, for instance, they're going to use scaffold towers to get up to 6 meters high instead of step ladders, 3 people to lift a fascia, that sort of thing. So it's just those two are the sort of health and safety cornerstone really of your stand submissions. Now, the CPP construction phase plan, that's part of the CDM regulations. They came in April 2015, if I remember correctly. And CDM is Construction Design and Management regulations. Now, they're actually from the building industry, and they brought them into the exhibition industry about 3 years ago to work alongside the E-Guide, which is a sort of best practice manual that all good companies will subscribe to and try and follow. So your construction phase plan, it's kind of a combination of the risk assessment and meta statements. It's just saying how you communicate on site and how things will be done. Now, all those 3 things, construction phase plan, risk assessment, meta statement, you don't need to worry about as an exhibitor, because your stand builder will sort all those out along with the stand plans. So what you will have though is your own risk assessment for the open period of the show. Now, if you're planning a knife throwing demonstration or having tap dancing elephants maybe on an upper level of your stand, then you probably need to look at that quite seriously. If all you're doing is serving tea and coffee or just showing people a computer, then your risk assessment for the open period is going to be pretty simple. And if you need a hand with it, if it looks a bit daunting, then again your stand builder should be able to help you with that. I mean, from experience, 5 to 10 minutes is all it takes to do a complete set of submissions to go along with your stand plans. So it's a fairly straightforward thing. It's mostly templated because we do the same things day in, day out, and it just varies a little bit from stand to stand. So that's pretty much your stand submissions in a nutshell. Do get them in on time. It's usually a couple of months before the show. You'll start getting chase emails from the organisers if you haven't submitted your plans, because they need to check things. If you're going over 4 meters high that requires structural calculations, then you need them in a little bit earlier usually to give them time to get them signed off by a structural engineer and also by the local authority, because don't forget, we are building temporary structures that hundreds if not thousands of people will inhabit over the course of the show. So everything has to be done right, which is why we have to produce all this paperwork to actually prove that we are going to do it right and that we know what we're doing when we're building a stand. So get them in early, get them done by your stand builder, and you shouldn't have any problems. I'll see you next week with another bite-sized bit to help you exhibit. Bye bye.